Hi everybody, and welcome to another delve into the wonderful world of English. My name is Mr. Duncan, and I'm so happy to be here again with you. This is Full English number 15. I thought it would be nice to start today's lesson outside. I'm not indoors, I'm outdoors. I'm out in the open. I'm enjoying the peace and quiet of the outdoors. It's a perfect day for it too, as the sun is out and it is quite calm today. A calm day and a calm Mr. Duncan. I hope you are feeling calm and relaxed too. So sit back and get ready for today's full English lesson, which is starting now. There is often confusion in the way in which the words with, to and for are used, so I thought I would briefly explain their uses and differences. First of all, the word with expresses a connection between two or more things, the connection between things, people, an ability or action. To go along with, to be with, to see with or hear with, to join with, to sing with, to sit with. The word to expresses direction. This can be real and physical or imagined. The direction that something is going in. Go to you. Come to me. Travel to work. Walk to the shop. Send a letter to someone. Look to the future. A desire or need can be expressed with to. I want to see you. I need to sleep. I want to go home. The word for can be used to show that you are in favour of something. I'm for it. They are for banning it. The vote is for a change. To affect or have the ability to affect something in regard of its progress can be expressed with for. To be responsible for. To offer support for someone or something means you are for it. To agree or support is to be for. The opposite of for in this use is against. There is nothing like breathing in some of that fresh countryside air. Did you know that the word air has more than one use? First, the air we breathe is air. This describes the combination of oxygen and nitrogen we take in with every breath. The word air can express an open space. A place outdoors with lots of space to move around in can be referred to as open air. The unconfined and free space above the earth is air. You can throw something up into the air. Aeroplanes and birds fly in the air or through the air. To travel by using a mode of transport that flies can be described as travelling by air. To transmit a signal through the Earth's atmosphere is to send something over the air. A radio or TV signal that is being transmitted is on air. To air something is to transmit and send something out over the air. A gentle breeze can be described as air. To dry or freshen something outside is to air. I've just put my washing outside to air for a while. There are phrases that use the word air, such as up in the air, which means to leave something unresolved and waiting to be settled. Are you just going to walk away and leave this problem up in the air? Then there is hot air, which describes the things said by a person who overstates their intentions and exaggerates their abilities. Please ignore what he said. It's all just hot air. You can walk on air, which is an expression that shows elation and the feeling of being overjoyed by something. You feel so happy. It's as if you are walking on air. It is possible to have an air or to give off an air. In this sense, we are expressing how a person appears or seems to be behaving. The impression that seems to be given by someone based on their behaviour or manner. He replied with an air of arrogance. Her posture had an air of sadness. They answered with an air of stupidity. A jump off the ground using a snowboard or skateboard is an air. To give an opinion publicly is to air. She stood up and proceeded to air her views. You are welcome to air your views if you wish. To expose a room to fresh air by opening a door or window is to air. I've left the window open so as to air the room. Here's a word that might be familiar to you. The word technology generally relates to any complicated tool that has been created to carry out a task of some sort. This task can be a simple one, such as adding up numbers, right up to the really complex and difficult ones, such as steering a jumbo jet or sending someone to the moon. There are some other words that relate to technology, such as device, which is something that uses technology to function, such as a smartphone or tablet. They are types of devices. The device forms the hardware of the technology, while the programs and applications running inside are the software. They are both forms of technology. It is hard to imagine what life was like before modern technology came along. Technology is used almost everywhere now. In factories and offices, in our leisure pursuits, in our cars and homes, and perhaps in the not too distant future as a part of the human body. It would be fair to say that virtually all of the great technological leaps forward have occurred during the past 100 years. Since the discovery of electricity, our world has been magically transformed into an amazing wonderland where our thirst for information can be easily quenched and the human imagination is encouraged to run free. Do you like technology? Would you miss it if it wasn't around? What piece of technology do you use the most? A computer game? A mobile device? A super-duper talking watch? Which piece of technology are you looking forward to using in the future? A flying bicycle? A driverless car? An artificial brain? A holographic TV perhaps? Will they ever be reality? Only time will tell. Here's an interesting question. When is a question not a question? That is indeed a very interesting question. In English, it is possible to express an interrogative sentence without requiring an answer or reply. We call this a rhetorical question. A rhetorical question is normally used as a form of exclamation. You use a rhetorical question to create a dramatic effect or to make an impact. The feeling of frustration or anger can lead to a rhetorical question being used. Why does it always rain on my day off? Could my life get any worse? Am I surrounded by idiots? Is nothing sacred anymore? These rhetorical questions do not require an answer. Sometimes it is necessary to explain that what appears to be a question is in fact rhetorical. Are you all mad? Don't answer that. It's a rhetorical question. Can you see what I'm doing here? A few days ago, I accidentally cut my hand. There was some blood coming from the wound. After a while, it stopped bleeding, and the blood dried to form a scab. A scab is the part of a wound on the surface of the skin. The scab protects the wound from infection and allows the damaged skin to heal. To heal is to repair and make better. The problem with a scab is that it tends to itch. I cannot resist picking at a scab, which of course is not a good thing to do, as it slows the healing process down. Despite this particular scab being very small, it is really annoying. I cannot resist picking at it. In its original form, the word scab meant a contemptible and distasteful person. Even now, this use is still around. A person who goes against an industrial strike and carries on working might find themselves being labelled as a scab. One of the most curious things about the English language is how much it has changed over its 900-year existence. Even in a short time, English has undergone many changes. For example, from the time of William Shakespeare till now, the way in which English exists as a written and spoken language has altered in numerous ways. From Old English to Middle English, then Early Modern English, which, by the way, is what William Shakespeare used in his writing, right up to the present Modern English. The English language has undergone many stages of change, both large and small. It would be fair to say that the English language will never stop changing. Even now there are new words being added all the time, as well as new definitions of existing words. This is most apparent now in the use of informal English and slang. There will always be an element of the shock of the new in English, and there will always be those who believe that these changes are for the worse. I have received a question from Hung Yuan, watching in Vietnam, who asks, what does the word contravention mean, and how is it used? Well, Hung, the word contravention is the noun form of contravene, which means to disobey or to break a rule. If you go against a rule of law, then you have contravened it. It is a contravention. To flout or create an infringement is to be in contravention of a law. To go against a ruling or a bylaw is to contravene those rules. You can't leave your car there. It's a contravention of parking restrictions. If one country breaks the rules set by a group of nations, then that government has done something in contravention of an agreed law. To contravene is to commit a contravention. You have broken a rule. To show disregard for a certain law is to contravene. Contravene is the verb and contravention is the noun. Thank you, Hung, for your question, and a big hello to you and everyone watching in Vietnam. Can you see what is standing here behind me? This is a tripod. It is used for stabilizing things, such as cameras and binoculars. The legs support and stabilize the thing that is attached to it. The word tripod means 3 legs. The tri part of the word relates to the number 3. There is also a thing called a monopod, which has just 1 leg or support. The mono part of the word relates to the number 1. A single thing is mono. For 2 similar things that are connected, we use bi. The word bi can relate to a couple or a pair, or to something that happens twice in a certain period of time. If we have 4 things to describe, then we say quad. For example, a quad bike or a quadrangle, which is a 4-sided shape. All of these words originate from either Latin or Greek. So, to recap, 1 is mono, 2 is bi, 3 is tri, and 4 is quad. And while we are looking at this, I might as well tell you that 8 is oct, as in octopus, and octagon, and quin, which means 5, as in quintet, which is a musical group consisting of 5 people.
That is all from me for today. I will see you very soon for Full English number 16. This is Mr. Duncan in the birthplace of the English language, saying thank you for watching me, teaching you, and until next time, ta-ta for now.